since my little believed mistake. I've done a little bit of research, haven't I? Thank you for watching. Take care. I had no idea what half of them signs meant. I could understand the no dogs one, unfortunately, hence why I'm on my own at the minute. However, it doesn't really matter, because wait until you see this. You ready? Of course you're bloody ready. And on that note, welcome to Lithuania. Welcome to the Hill of Crosses. Welcome to a free tourist attraction. Let's go and have a bloody look then. Who was the first one to lay a cross down here? I'm not having a dig at it, each their own. But this is just a question, like a simple question. Who was the first one who laid the first cross? Then, in addition to that, who put the second one next to it? And in addition to that, who put the other 9,296,435? Right. How cool is this place? My God, literally, I've never seen anything like this before, and that's what I mean about venturing out and about. You're not going to see bizarre things like this, not venturing out and about. I didn't know this existed until last night. I'm so glad I came though. God, I'm hot. Underestimated the heat again, it was cold earlier. This is literally blowing my mind. And they continue. Right, I need to get back to the dog. Yeah. Cheap and cheerful, i.e. free. Do I recommend it? This is your thing, you know. Like I said before, I'm not going to say if I'm I was going to say racist then. Jesus, religious or not. However, that aside, religion aside, telling me that's not cool. Only you can decide whether or not it's worth a visit now. Right, for me, going back to the dog before he ruins my van anymore. I've just seen another dog as well. I think they may be a little bit chillaxed on the old rules out here. Because I stick to the speed limit, like I said before. And I was doing the speed limit. It's all in kilometres an hour over here. And then there'll just be a coach blast past on a blind bend. For real, like. That's just a completely different world to me. You know, I don't know if necessarily that's a better world, but yet here we are. Still, you know, still respect it, like each their own, and I truly do believe that. Gordon Ramsay, but you know, some things just aren't safe, like going around in a coach at 2 kilometres a mile an hour faster than what I was going, entering a blind bend. But again, you might have to judge that on the ground when you're here. So far so good. This is the first stop in Lithuania. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to the dog now, but we're going to a few places today because I want to because I've lost a day essentially because of the breakdowns and all that sort of stuff. I've only got time for one day in Lithuania. So I want to see as much as I can before we go into Poland. But we'll cover that when the time's right. Souvenir shops, you might be able to make some out over there. Like, I don't like recording, you know, like market traders' stores. You feel obliged to buy something, and they're looking at you like you're recording my stuff, buy something kind of thing. So I try not to do that unless I'm from a distance, like you just seen there. But yeah, apart from that, there's a souvenir shop in there, but it's selling much the same apart from the old mugs and stuff like that. Parking here, then you can park, and you might be able to make that out over there on that road where it's free, cheap and cheerful. But I don't like being one annoying tourist, do I? With a shiny head. So I've drove into this place. Right, on that note, dog time. Smoothed out a little bit now. I was hoping it was going to last a little bit longer for a camera effect, but this seems to be a normal Lithuanian town look. The reason why I'm holding my camera here is because everyone is must be a different rules, but anyway, I'll get off just because I don't like breaking any rules. Wow. Cool, innit? Next stop, another city that I've bloody forgot already. We're going to a campsite today, aren't we? Why? Because I have certain things sticking to my leg. That's why. It is as well. It bloody is as well. Look at that. Be careful when you're driving here. I just nearly accidentally drove into Belarus. Did you know the British Embassy won't help you over there? My God. Kieran, come on son. Switch on. Loft on, switchy. Jesus Christ. Right. Let's get to the campsite then. My God. That would have been genuinely disastrous, like. Genuinely, like, I mean, a no joke disaster. Like a not forgiving disaster. That would have been disastrous. And it was simply a turn right, which I'd done, or carry straight on. That, honestly, that was sketch. My God, I didn't realise. I knew the next country was Belarus, but I didn't realise I was this close. Holy moly! Nothing against the people of Belarus, of course. However, our governments don't talk to the extent where they don't talk. Like, be aware of that. Right, I need to concentrate on this road now before I end up in, you know, the North Sentinel Islands or something like that. Guys, has there been something on the news, has there? Mont Blanc. You're not allowed on there, boy. No parking for dogs yet again. But that's the campsite, and the reason I chose a campsite in this place, Kaunas, K-A-U-N-A-S, that was lucky, the bloody reg thing, it says it on the bloody reg, is because everywhere else in this town, parking-wise, seems to imply that there's youths being nightmares, parking up next to you, blasting music and whatnot, so I didn't risk that, so I came to the campsite. But so far so good. A little bit expensive though, if I'm being honest. 20 odd euros, which is, you know, not quite Amsterdam fees, but not far off either. How beautiful is that? How bloody beautiful is that? I mentioned earlier that Belarus, I nearly went into Belarus. Turns out I was nowhere near it. I'd just seen Belarus graffiti followed by like a burnt out old Soviet tank or something. However, the reaction was real. I'll touch more on Belarus in a second. Since my little believed mistake, I've done a little bit of research, haven't I, into Belarus. I mean, look at that, first and foremost. Look at that. That is stunning. Unlike North Korea, the embassy is still there. The British embassy is still there. So there is help should you need it. Not as it says online, the hands are tied, and our government, for what that's worth, strongly recommends not to visit. However, I have searched, and we are, the Brits, I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else because I haven't searched that, but do your own research, guys. Brits, we are allowed to venture in there. You just simply have to apply for a 30-day visa. I was straight on to ChatGPT once I thought I made that massive mistake. But it did say you can't accidentally drive into it. Rumour has it, not that I've seen it with my own bold eyes, rumour has it there's a wall. Lithuania's built a wall. Same with Poland, it says. But you haven't heard of that wall, have you? Don't you hate it when you've got a scratch and the dog's, you knowed? Oh, Gordon Ramsay. So in brief, and just to recap slightly, you can visit Belarus. It's not advised from our government, whatever that means. But you need to apply for a 30-day visa. Do not enter that place illegally. Don't do that. For what it's worth, and on the off chance any sort of official is watching this from Belarus and I've flagged upon your computers, I've got no problem with you at all, for what that's worth. In fact, I've got no problem with anyone, actually, apart from a neighbour or two, as in my personal neighbours living in and around my area, but that's a personal thing, no need to worry about that. That being said, I genuinely don't know what our problem is with them. I don't know what they've done. Genuinely, I don't know what they've done to offend us, or vice versa. I don't know the story, I don't know the background, nor do I care. Obviously, as long as people haven't been hurt, I'm just not interested in politics whatsoever. But I thought I'd just mention that just in case I do decide to go there, because no doubt, and from my experience walking in and around the world, chances are it will be a nice place, and one day I might decide to go there. Go and have a look around here then, shall we? We found a little bit of a beach stroll for him. I'm going to take his lead off, but he rolled yesterday, didn't he? Done a few gambols and he snapped the clicky thing that opens up his lead. Cheers for that, boy. Kaliningrad then, you've never heard of that place, have you? Well, it might be ringing a bell or two from years and years and years ago. What is it? The reason I'm mentioning it is because I was supposed to go there, but because the dog vet thing, the van breaking down and all this sort of stuff, I've simply lost days. So I haven't got time to go there. However, if you're similar to me and want to tick off as many countries as you want, or as you can rather, Kaliningrad or I'm saying that wrong, but that's a Russian territory, not mainland. It's near here, Lithuania, and just north of Poland as well. But you can tick off a Russian territory, or Russia. Boom. So there's another little cheeky country you can go to. It's not the same rules as mainland Russia. It's a complete tourist attraction from what I understand. You do need to apply for a visa as a Brit, and this is as of last week when I was searching it, right? It might have changed in the meantime. Last week being like the 1st of September 2025. Alright. I believe the visa is a 4-week thing again, like 30 days or whatever, 4 weeks and 2 days, which seems to be a common occurrence around these places. It's free for Brits, reason being they want to entice tourists in. It's money, isn't it? You can't blame them for that. But it's the easiest way to enter Russian territory without going into mainland, because that's got its whole new implications. But I haven't dug deep into that. But I just know there's more implications there from the brief research I have done. Oh God, it's not too bad, is it? It's bloody beautiful. I'm going to take him back, clothes are in the wash, in the dryer now, so I'm going to go check them, hence my little stroll along the lake. This is a lake, you'd think it's a sea, wouldn't you? Oh. If the trees weren't on the other side, you would. But it's beautiful, this beach is beautiful. Right, let me tell you the funny story in regards to the vet the other day. From the campsite, you've got about 2.5 miles to walk. Problem being, it's boiling. It's in and around 27 degrees today. I don't take the dog out unless it's under 21. That's my sort of cut-off. Ideally less than that. However, there's not much I can do. So we're stopping regularly. There's water points. What I like about this place as well, there seems to be water points for the dog. Not everywhere, but everywhere in comparison to the UK, which I appreciate. So thank you, Lithuania. Anyway, the funny, not so funny vet story. Let's get into it. Let's get into it then. Oh, so rewind about a week and a bit now. The dog's acting weird, and this is after Scandinavia, just after Scandinavia. I can't remember if I told you or not, but he got bit. I took one off, and 99 times out of 100, I get the tick off correctly. This time I didn't. There was a pincer or something left in. So I was keeping an eye on it, and I did actually, because I was at that old school town in Estonia, if you remember, and the dog was sick. Do you remember that? So this happened a day or two before that, and I was like, being sick is not a warning sign. Being lethargic, overtired, not being on his food is. The thing is with this dog, my dog, he is always tired. We travel all the time, and he's always off his food because he's a fussy git. So I couldn't recognise whether or not he was acting out of character. By the way, if you're into business, around here, car washes seems to be a super thriving business. There's loads of them, and I mean proper ones as well, and they all use them. I mean, look at that. How shiny that is. Resting the dog under a tree. Responsible owner, make sure you do the same. That's the only line I do not like getting crossed. Look at you, please. Oh, he was trying to half roll there. That's dogs with me. Dogs are like as valuable as humans, in some cases more so. This is one of them cases. So whilst it's cooling down under this tree on this main road, not very romantic, not very picturesque, granted, but nevertheless a necessity. We've just moved 2 feet. It wasn't good enough over there. So anyway, continuing with the vet story, what happened then? So being the, you know, not responsible owner, he's genuinely, I treat him like a member of my family. And I love it when I see others do the same as well. Don't get me wrong, we fall out. I do raise my voice at him, but you know, what husband and wife, that sounds weird actually, what, you know, family members don't from time to time. It's, you know, it's just the reality. But don't get me wrong, he also raises his voice at me. We've got like a proper bond, me and this dog, and that's why I love it, and that's partly why, you know, apart from saving me that time, the times, why I decided to get to as many countries as I can with the goal of 45 with him. But I've touched on that a video or two ago, so I won't harp on about that any further. Not for today anyway. Since I've been in the Baltics, and this isn't a boastful thing either, but since I've been in the Baltics, I am either one of two things. Got toilet paper hanging from somewhere, or I am eye candy around here. I don't understand that part, so it's more than likely the toilet roll kind of thing. Anyway, the vets was no exception. What happened, Kieran? Well, let me tell you more. I didn't even notice that. Got to the vets, panicking, flapping, you know, like I said, it's like my child kind of thing. And the vet came out, introduced herself and whatnot, and you love that freshly shaven bald head as well, don't you? Vet came out, and straight away I could tell she was a bit nervous, like, you know, it's natural. I mean, look at me. Can you blame her? She's only human. I'm joking, by the way, I genuinely am joking. But she was a bit nervous, right? And that's not an exaggeration about the Baltics either. It's been I'll tell you another story in a bit, that happened last night actually. Professional, nevertheless, and she done a bit, checked the dog over, and he had to go in for blood tests and stuff like that. So I was like, you need to check him over. And I do moan about money all the time, spending things and all that sort of stuff, and I do mean that as well. But when the dog's concerned, I don't mean that. I don't care if I have to sell my nan. Dog's gonna be all right. Okay, so that's like the bottom line here. So I was like, you do the full work. So blood test, hence his little, I'll show you now actually, he's still got it, yeah. Come here boy, hence his little boo-boo there, look. Oh, bless your cotton socks. Blood test, tick test, some other test. Check over, meet and greet with the vet as well, all that. Have a guess, hazard a guess how much that was. All of that, 220 something euros that was. To see a vet in the UK is 60 quid on its own, isn't it? The more I think back to the place I call home, the more it frustrates me, infuriates me in some cases. Vets being one in the UK, and same with counsellors as well. It's just, I don't understand how people have the audacity or the moral compass to
profit off people's misfortunes in life. It's not their fault, you know. I understand things like the PDSA exist and whatnot, so the cheap and cheerful vets, like, I think that's a donation kind of thing. But yeah, apart from that, it's just scandalous, isn't it? I dread to think, well, I do actually know, I've got a rough ballpark thanks to ChatGPT. It said it would have been in the region of £700 for the same treatment. It's like a third of the price. In Estonia, can't speak for down here though, in Lithuania. Bear that in mind. You love these bright pink shorts, don't you? I've put a wash on today, so this is like my last pair of clean shorts. So bear that in mind, right? The vet's being a bit flirty, blonde hair nevertheless. But before that, it was a shopping centre vet. I won't name them. It was like a shopping centre vet, i.e. there was a parking lot, a car park, wherever you're from, outside. But it was a pay to park kind of place, and I was like, outside of a shopping centre, that doesn't make sense to me. That you're there to spend money. The least the shopping centre can do is give you the free parking. My humble opinion, not here to judge. So I was looking around this shopping centre trying to find a machine outside on the car park, and all I could find was QR codes. Take a photo with this. If failing that, and this is, I translated it through ChatGPT, failing that, you can SMS, text message this number with your registration. Didn't go through, did it? It's only Estonian numbers that would work for, i.e. not mine. What happens next? I run into the vet, everything I've just said happened there, and I'm like, oh, she's like, yeah, we're going to take him for the blood test now. Me thinking it's on the spot kind of thing, but it weren't. She was like, yeah, we hold the dog now, we'll call you in about half an hour. I'm thinking, my God, I've struggled to pay for parking. I've been on their website, tried phoning them with the number on the website, nothing's going through. I'm like, my God, half an hour. Get back into the van, flapping, looking around, making sure no one's coming, because I'm breaking the rules, but nevertheless, at the same time, I do not care, because the dog, right? Bear that in mind. I'm not a monster, however, that's my line. The dog's my line. From there then, I got the phone call, went back in, and she talked me through what's going on, and I mentioned the tick treatment and all this sort of stuff. The test results showed me everything, all his bloods and all that sort of stuff. Gave me the tablets he needs to have, mouth medicine, like squirty stuff that goes in his mouth that I have to administer every bloody day. Yeah, cheers for that. Bearing in mind this dog's fussy, right? Tablets 2 times a day for 5 days, and then the kill the tick disease, because that was borderline. She couldn't tell me. I was like, well, this is great, thanks for this. But at the same time, she's still being flirty, so I wasn't being sarcastic. I was like, okay, yeah, thank you very much for this. Try not to go red myself. Cue time to pay. Oh, surely that went through smoothly, Kieran. You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? But no, welcome to my page. Nothing happens smoothly. I can't even go for a walk without walking into a tree. Welcome to my page. Things like this happen all the time. So what happened? Decline. I'm like, geez Louise. I said to them, I said, look, there's not much more in there. It was definitely what you're asking for in there. So it must be your machine. And they say, I need to hold the dog because you're not from round here, as sort of a ransom like. And I'm thinking, right. Unfortunately, she's making a very valid point, but also don't threaten to kidnap my bloody dog at the same time. But she's just doing a job, I understand that. You know, I'm not from there, I could simply drive off. Okay. The dog's in prison. I'm looking for a cash point. Mayor after mayor after mayor. It worked. I managed to pull out the money, went back, paid the money. By this point, the flirting had officially stopped, and that smile turned upside down, right? Naturally, I'm feeling awkward by this point because her face has got turned to thunder. She's the vet, it's her practice, right? She's already done all the stuff, gave him injections, checked him over, done the tests, everything. I'm thinking, oh my God, could this get any more awkward? So I went back, paid, and then left. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, ticket man. Got to the van, guess what happened? Ticket on my windscreen, wasn't there? A €30 fine for parking. Ideal. And to rub salt into the wound, the ticket in the first place, which I tried to pay, bearing in mind, for over an hour, was only €1. Again, welcome to my page. Please tell me you can see them mozzies. That is horrific. Not the most beautiful properties I've ever seen, if I'm being honest with you, as I'm sure you can appreciate. However, people call that home, so please don't judge. I'm just giving you an idea of the properties around here. I mean, some of them look like they're about to fall down. But then, where I've came from, near the campsite, some of them, the other story I'm going to tell you later on, the girl there, she said some of them properties are in and around the €500,000 mark, and I was like, Jesus, and I walked past them as well, but I didn't record it. But I mean, look at that. This is on the high street, bearing in mind I'm about 10 minutes away from the centre here, but again, don't judge. Obviously no one lives there, so you can't judge that one. Don't be nasty, guys, you know the rules. Nearly there. Yep. Remember what I said, if in doubt when exploring, going around, travelling, and you don't know what to do, search Old Town. Every city seems to have one, because they've been around for a while. Old Town, top tip, remember that, write it down. Look at this bloody place. I like this. I really like this. Look at all the art just laying around, and they got price tags of like 1,200-1,300 quid on them as well. But it's on the streets, like. Imagine that in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Can't touch on the UK version now, can I? Never been there. But if you've never been there either, it just wouldn't happen. They wouldn't be there anymore. Neither would the artist. They'd be like, oh, there's value in this guy. Swipe. And that's the reality of it. That's what I mean. Now, what do you think when you hear of this place? Lithuania. Would you consider it as safe as that? Would you consider it polite? It is. Right. I am loving this place. This is my cup of tea, 100%. Kaunas are we in? Yeah, Kaunas. This is really my cup of tea. And again, I wasn't expecting this from this place either, if I'm being honest. I was thinking it was going to be one of them. Seems to be a football game going on. Everyone's in bright orange, which is mad. No boy. But I can't talk about that. As in why it's mad. I don't know if this is the Lithuania football shirt or what. I'm pleasantly surprised here. Way! Right. I wanted to come and see this. It's the Devil's Museum. It's 4:30 now and I've already locked the doors. It closes at 5. Cheers for that. But did you see the elephant thing? People fly from all over the world to see that, apparently. Saying that, people fly from all over the world to go and visit Stonehenge, don't they? Jesus, this is the part of the devil thing, is it? Very gothic around here. Their castles and cathedrals seem to be very, very, very gothic. With quite a few, what's it called, like Grim Reaper statues as well. So I don't know if that's like the theme of this place or I'm just reading it wrong, but that's what I've seen so far. There she is. The pink thing everyone comes to see. As you can see, I'm the only lunatic here. The miniature Dexter's a lot better though, next to it. What a waste of time. I just walked half a mile to come and see that. Out of my way to make it even more worse, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because the Devil's Museum was closed as well. But fingers crossed, I'm waiting on the phone call back. I spoke to a gentleman earlier on and I'm trying to get into the KGB museum. I want to go and see this. This is next to my campsite. but it's appointment only, hence why I'm waiting on a phone call back tomorrow morning. Touch wood that goes through, because there's costumes in there that was used on the Chernobyl. You ever seen that, the Chernobyl docu-series or whatever they call it now? And that's my second favourite series of all time. If you haven't seen that, watch it. It's bloody brilliant, that is. And it's true as well, so you learn something whilst you're chilling the beans. Best of both worlds, two birds, one stone. Right, look at this. Right, speed walking, slow down time. You can have a little sniff now as well. I've basically, essentially been dragging him to the, no RSPCA, that is a joke. Of course I don't drag my dog, but to the Devil's Museum to make it on time, and it was closed. Brilliant. Look at this. What the hell? Here we go. I was just about to bloody mention this. Is everyone familiar with the flower of life? The image, what they think everything comes from, basically. I'm not an expert in it, but it's very interesting. What on earth is this place? What I'm saying is, before I forget, it appears to be everywhere here, above a lot of the doors. That crosses on the hill place I went to yesterday. What on earth is this place? It's like Boy George and Elton John's bloody getaway complex. Look. Oh, I love you, Elton. This is a random find, and this is something else this place is renowned for. Street art on the walls, that's what it says. Hence the elephant thing, and that's only a joke, like. That I thought it was a waste of time. I do appreciate stuff like that, but I did walk half a mile out of my way. Lovely. There she is. Overall then, and before the road gets busy, because I've still got a 32-mile stretch to go, is it worth visiting Lithuania on your travels? In your van, ideally, that's what I do, isn't it? Here we go, here's another bloody beaut for you. You alright? Look at it. Stunning. I love them buildings, you know. Old, worn, but still, like, it's character heavy kind of thing. That's what I love. I really appreciate that. You know, when chippings off the wall and stuff like that, to that nature. Would I recommend Lithuania? Yep, 100%. You know, don't get me wrong, I know I've came via Sweden, and that's heaven on earth. I explained that before. Completely different world, again, as I'm sure you can appreciate. But would I recommend it before we get to the main road? Everyone seems to be dragging cars around here and motorbikes and whatnot. For a country we believe, or certainly I did, does not have a lot of dough, Wonga. That might not be true, but that's what I believed at the start. We might be able to get some sunset views here. Beautiful, look at this. The buildings behind them cars. I'm not joking about the cars. Wait till the next beast comes past, I'll show you. But the buildings are what I'm more interested in. That's why we have regulations on the noise output, because it is annoying, I'll tell you that for free, especially when you've got a nervous dog. Each to their own, I understand that, but I need to protect my dog, don't I? Just like you protect your children. We was finding a little spot next to this river we walked over earlier on. That's the bridge we need to take to go home, but you've already seen the route back, so I thought I'd end the video here. Reflect on the day. This is the most fastest flowing random river I've ever seen. Watch this. There's someone recording, appreciating the sunset here. Can you see the river here? Let me hold it still so you can appreciate it. Notice there's no paddle boarders. Do you want to know why? Well, there was 12 paddle boarders earlier on, but rumour has it they're halfway down the River Nile at the moment. This is beautiful. Look at it. Would I recommend Lithuania then? Genuinely, yes. Is it up there with the best of them? You know, each their own, and people have got different takes, different opinions on certain things, haven't they? It's definitely beautiful. It's definitely welcoming. Bear in mind though, they won't thank you if you hold the door open for them, which took me back, took me by surprise at the start. Something to be aware of again. Remember, my audience are people struggling, and that's the type of thing that can knock people off the track, if you know what I mean. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful boy. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful sun that gives life and hope to many across the world. This is stunning, right? That being said, if you don't mind things like that, i.e. people not thanking you and whatnot for holding, that infuriates me. And no doubt if you're watching this and you're struggling, it will infuriate you too. Hence why I'm saying it. Come on, boy, I need a pillow. Come here then. Let me have a pillow. Get the... Well, you a Simba bloody memory foam living... My love. I need a pillow. If that doesn't bother you, I highly recommend this place. It is beautiful, a hidden gem, unknown, less commonly known gem on top of that as well. I bloody love it here. Sad to leave. I'm leaving tomorrow, like I said. I won't harp on about it too much because we'll touch on it whilst we're there, you know. But we're going into Poland tomorrow morning, even though it's an hour or two away. One travel tip I recommend: search the prices of stuff. Before I leave a country and go into another one, he just threw a can of something into that river from the bridge. Can you see him? Little fisherman. Right, we'll go see him in a bit. We're going that way. And we'll see if he can float as well. I highly recommend this place, like genuinely I do. Welcoming, different, Soviet feel to it. Talking of Soviet, I hope I can go into the KGB museum tomorrow, but I'm still waiting back on the phone call from the guy. It'll be a nice addition to this. Even, you know, not political at all. I'm just interested in seeing the suits and the uniforms worn in the series Chernobyl. If you haven't watched that, watch that. Do you want to know what my first favourite series thing is? Well, ask. Alright, I'll tell you. Because you can't ask, can you? You're not here. Look, you're not here. Vikings, baby! That is my favourite of all time. What's that one I also loved as well? In third place is probably the first series of 24. How strange and bizarre is that? Doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't have to, because it's my life. Make sure you live your life. Highly recommend this place again. It's beautiful, stunning, super friendly. The dog loves it as well, and yeah, and everything in between. A fisherman's just come out. He thinks that's my brother. Little geek. What are you doing, boy? Come here, boy. Come to bed. All that's left for you to do now, guys, is to take care and do not ever forget to buy then. Thank you for watching. Take care.